Hey crafters, welcome to Creative Moments by G. I'm G and so excited about today's card that we're going to make. It looks like a masterpiece, but it is so easy to create. I'm talking about the triple floating diamond card. That name alone is exciting, right? Let's head down to the crafting table and let me show you this card. Now, look at this card. Isn't that beautiful? It stands up perfectly. It becomes a keepsake for the recipient. And we're going to make 2 of these today, so let's get started. The first thing you need to do is create your base card, and look at this beautiful cardstock. I just want to take a moment and show you the pattern paper that we're going to use. We are using it from this set, and look at these colors. They're just beautiful. Of course, I like some checks, right? I decided to pick this wild tweed, or this kind of like a dark yellow color, to coordinate with that pattern paper. But the first thing you need to do is go ahead and grab your cardstock, and you are going to cut your cardstock 8 by 4. So we're going to extend this, and we're going to cut on the short end first. We're going to cut it down to 8 inches. The next thing we're going to do is turn it long ways, and we're going to cut at 4 inches. And we are going to cut 2 of these. So let's move that over. Cut the next one at 4. And then we have some score lines that we need to make. So turn it long ways, and we're going to score at 2, 4, and 6. Really easy. Now make sure that you dock your cutting blade out of the way. So score at 2, at 4, and 6. And we're going to do that one more time. Now what we need to do is turn it the short way, and we are just going to make a little tick mark right here at 2, because that's half of it. So go ahead and close it and grab a pencil and just put a little tick mark right there at the top and at the bottom. And now we're just going to make a couple cuts. We are going to place this little tick mark in our canal and this score line in the canal, and we're going to slice. So once you have it lined up, slice. And we're just making a slant. Now the next one, we're going to line this up, this tick mark, and we're just going to go to the first score line. Now, if you can't see it, go ahead and give it just a little crease so that you can see it better. Rotate that point and slice. And do you see the slant that it makes? Now we're going to do that to the other side as well. And we're also going to do it to our other piece of cardstock. So let's do that. Put your tick mark in there. Once again, if you can't see your score line, go ahead and just give it a good crease. Put that score line in there, rotate it, slice. Tick mark in, score line in the canal. Now let's do the same thing to our other piece of cardstock. Now let me show you how this gets put together. We're going to go ahead and bring in our bone folder and make these creases. Now, because we need it to kind of move in both directions, we're going to go ahead and crease it the other way too, just to make it more flexible. So just give it a good crease both ways and it starts to form. Let's do this one. We're going to crease it this way. And now turn it the other way. And now we need to put these two pieces of cardstock together to form our card. And the way we do that is we just fold this back and we're just going to line them up just like that, but on the other side. So fold those corners out of the way and line that up. And to make sure that it stays just for a little while until we can get this decorated, we're going to bring in some tape. Now, this is repositional tape. You can use this. It comes off so nicely. It's not going to tear your cardstock. You can use washi tape. You can use painter's tape. There's so many things that you can use to do this. But we really like this tape. So we've just taped that together. We're going to turn this over. And now we're going to cut our mats. I have cut 4 mats because I want a bottom mat, and then I've cut the top mats, and the measurements on these, remember, will be listed over on creativemomentsbyg.com. Just go to my blog and look for triple floating diamond card, and you will be able to see those measurements. But the bottom mat right here is 3 3/4 by 1 3/4, and this top mat is 3 1/2 by 1 1/2. So let's go ahead and glue these together. Now, this is the glue that I really love. It's called Kalel, and it used to be in our Amazon store, but it's out of stock. So you can go to crafterscompanion.com and you can buy this. It lasts a very long time. So now that we have this, let's go ahead and lay down our mats. Now, it's going to go like this. So we are going to lay our 4 mats right here on the inside. Now, when I first saw this card, I thought, oh my goodness, I can't imagine how it was created. But once I saw the measurements and how to put it together, I was like, oh my goodness, that is so easy to create. So I know this is going to be one of your staple designs that you can use in your toolbox to keep for years to come. So the next thing we need to do is we need to have our squares. And we've created 3 base mats, and we've cut some pattern paper and 1 white mat for the middle part right here because we're going to decorate it. Let's go ahead and get our 2 outside diamonds put together. And I really like this glue because it allows me to wiggle. And so many of the other glues grab so quickly that I can't move it around. Now, I want my ribbon right here on the outside of both of these diamonds. So the next thing we want to do, bring in your silicone mat so that you don't get glue on your workspace. And we are just going to add it to this. Now, we're going to add it just like this. So we only need glue on this part right here. And because I do want it to grab fairly quickly, I'm going to go ahead and just put not as much glue, and I'm dragging the tip along the cardstock just to give me better traction. So I'm just going to line this up perfectly, just like this. And now we're going to move to the other side. We're just going to add our glue, dragging it along. And I'm keeping this design to the outside. Just going to line it up. And there we have our two outside diamonds. Look at that. Look how pretty that is. Now we need to decorate this middle one. So let's put it to the side, and I want to show you what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and lay down our white mat. I'm going to bring in my sentiment, and I'm going to stamp it right here at the bottom, as close as I can get to the bottom. Tap, tap, tap. And now I'm going to do something really special. I'm taking a frame that we have. Look how beautiful this die is. But I just want to put it right here. And let me show you one that I kind of put together. I was going to use this yellow or this wild wheat, but I thought, no, I don't want to use this sentiment, and I want to use a different color. So I brought in my pretty peacock, and I'm just going to drop this down. And I'm going to turn it just a little bit until I have it just the way I want it framed, just like that. Now look how pretty that is. So I am going to put some tape, and I'm going to use my tape runner because I want it to grab. And I'm going to get it exactly where I want it first. And now I'm just cutting off the back. Sometimes we have to think of all the possibilities. How else can we use this frame? Oh my goodness, we can use it just like that. So let's just cut this off in the back. And look at that. Look at how beautiful that looks. Now, I still have a side frame that I can use on another card. I can just cut this out and glue this down. So don't throw this away. This is a great scrap. Now we are ready to add this right here to the front of this card. Let's do that. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to add my glue. Now I can turn this over and I can take off this tape. Now, because I have used this color, I can write my sentiment on the back. If you had a dark colored card base, you would need to go ahead and put some white panels or a lighter color so you could write your sentiment. But look at this. Now, you can have it go on the back. You can have it go on the front like this, however you want. And look at this card. Can you believe how easy this was to create? Like I said, when I first looked at it, I'm like, oh my goodness, how did they do that? I just could not wrap my brain around it. But once I saw the measurements and I tweaked them a little bit to fit what we wanted to do, absolutely perfect. It stands up perfectly on your desk. It looks just like this. I just love this magic card. That's what I call it, our magic card. Looks hard, looks like an incredible masterpiece, but it is so easy to create. Now, make sure that you stay with us to the end because I have another version to show you. But let's go ahead and create this one more time so that you can see how easy it is to create. Now, I went ahead and I cut my 2 base cards, and that is 4 by 8. And we just need to make some score lines. And those score lines, remember, are 2, 4, and 6. Now, I can see these score lines really well, so I'm going to put it into our trimmer at 2 inches. I'm going to bring in my pencil again. We're just going to put a little tick mark at the top and at the bottom on both base cards. Just going to line up that tick mark, line up the score line, and slice. We're going to do that on all 4 corners. Now we're going to crease all the score lines, front and back. Our next step is to go ahead and put these 2 points together, and we're going to just flip it just like this on the back and add our tape. Next, we need to decorate, which is the fun part, right? And let's add our panels to our card. Look how pretty that looks. So pretty. I love that pop of red. Now we have our 3 diamonds, and we're just going to add our red cardstock mat to it. Now, on these diamonds that we're going to put on our base mat, we went ahead and we cut these beautiful top mats that we're going to use. Look at that. So pretty. And this is going on the middle one, but on the side ones, we just stamped a message and then adhered it to the front of our diamond. So let's go ahead and just add that. And now let's add our diamonds, our floating diamonds, to our card. We're going to open this one up, give it a good crease. We're just going to add this one right in the center. So we're just going to add our glue right here. We're dragging it along so we don't add too much. Now we're going to add our diamonds to the outside. We only need a little bit of glue right here on this outside diamond. Now you're probably wondering, what are they going to do with that middle diamond? Let me show you. We are going to color this beautiful flower with these blends. And look how pretty this is. We added just a very light purple in there. So pretty. You have plenty of room to write. Now we need to take these pieces of tape off. And I want to show you the way we like to fold this card. We take our card, fold it to the back and this side to the back, and then you put it in an envelope and it fits perfectly. And then they take it out and look at that. So pretty. So the way to fold it for your envelope, once again, is just fold that back. You're creating that square. And there you have it. Now remember I said I was going to show you some more cards. So let's review our cards again. Take a moment and let me know, of the cards we made today, which is your favorite? This beautiful black and white with some red in it. Oh, love that flower. Or this beautiful design can be used as a masculine card. Just love it. It all depends on the colors that you select. But also in your comments, tell me, what do you think about this design? It's really not hard to create once you have those dimensions. We have very few measurements for this card, and it turns out just beautiful. I showed you this one, very bright colors, just stamped the middle. Just such a fun card to try. And finally, we have this beautiful flower. Look at those colors. Look at that patterned paper. And remember what Monty and I always say, use what you have. Okay, crafty friends, now you have your very own triple floating diamond card. And what's so great about it is it looks like it took hours, but it really doesn't. Monty and I hope that you were inspired by this card to get out there and craft. So until next time, Monty and I wish you lots of creative moments. Bye-bye.